believe it or not, we're off to our first CL. Stayed on a couple of camping and caravanning club CSs, which are essentially the same thing, except that they can also take tents, but somehow there was never a caravan and motorhome club CL where we wanted to go. Well, this time Bletchley Park is our goal, and Abbotts View Alpacas caught my attention when I was looking for somewhere nearby to make a bit of a trip of it. It's not the closest site to Bletchley, but we'll also visit the National Trust at Waddesdon, which is nearby, and who can resist pitching next to a field of alpacas? Anyway, once we get there, I'll tell you a bit more about the site and show you around, but for now, here's how to get around Aylesbury and to the site. By the way, for reference, we've come up from the M40 from the southeast, so we're currently on the A418. The scenery really isn't that stunning, so I'm going to speed the footage up a little bit. Don't panic, I am not speeding with a caravan on the back. Okay, nearly there, just this track to drive down.
This is called Abbotts View.
Your destination will be on the right.
No idea how much the camera is shaking and whether this is coming out, but this has to be the absolute worst road I think I've ever driven down. These potholes are enormous. They're super deep. They're really banging the car and the caravan on the back around, although we're going super slowly to try and protect the suspension. But they're everywhere, so I just can't drive around them. It's a case of finding the least bad ones to fall into. And we've made it here. Oh, hope you enjoyed that drive through the Buckinghamshire countryside. It was pretty simple, even negotiating Aylesbury, though I did decide to go around what appears to be, at least looking at the map anyway, a ring road, the A4157. It added a bit to the journey, but there seemed to be a really nasty looking triple mini roundabout going through the middle. The sort of thing that Swindon, famous for its magic roundabout, would have been proud of, I'm sure. The only tricky bit was that last few hundred metres down the track to the farm. It looks like it's some sort of private track, but shared between a few properties here, so I can only assume they can't agree on a maintenance regime, because that was absolutely awful. I'm sure it's the worst bit of road I've ever driven on. So I drove down that track at less than walking pace, but no matter how much you try and weave around them, it's just impossible to avoid all the potholes. You just have to look for the slightly smaller ones. It's a real turn-off. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, just a bag of gravel in each hole would do just fine. And checking in, I think I did pick up that that's on the to-do list for the not-too-distant future. Apparently the weather's been very bad recently. So hopefully by the time this video comes out, that will not be an issue at all. So one of the other things that attracted me to this place was that it's totally off-grid, other than mains water. Apparently they produce all their own power, so there must be some huge battery bank somewhere. And they deal with all their own wastewater as well. So what does that mean for CL visitors? Well, nothing complicated really. It's a 6 amp hookup, which will allow you to run reasonable camping equipment, so anything up to about 1.4 kilowatts of stuff. For reference, we've got a Truma Combi 4E, so that's the combined heating and hot water unit, and the boiler there operates on 900 watts if it's on the low setting and 1800 watts in the high mode, so 1.8 kilowatts when it's running on electric. More importantly, because all the waste is handled by a biodigester septic tank, you absolutely must not use any antibacterial loo chemicals or hand washes or soaps or any of that sort of stuff if you want to dispose of your liquid waste here. That means if you use the normal pink and blue stuff in your loo, you'll have to empty it all out before you come and rinse it out really thoroughly, because any antibacterial stuff in those chemicals will kill off all the good bacteria in the biodigester and upset the entire system, so you don't want to be responsible for that. Also, be aware that not all green products labelled as green are as green as they claim to be. For example, Aquachem or Thetford Green, I think it is, isn't accepted here, but Elsan Organic Green is usable here. But there's all the info you need on their website, and also the owners were very helpful in checking, of course, when you arrive, because they don't want to kill their good bacteria either. They also keep a cheap stock of something called BioBlue, which was originally designed for the yachting community and seems to work really well. We've been using that in our tanks for a while. There is a loo and there is a shower here, all fully plumbed, hot and cold water, though it is across the yard, and understandably it gets very dark here at night, so you'll need a good torch if you want to use that facility. Anyway, we'll get pitched up and then take you for a look around. As you saw driving in just a moment ago, the CL itself is just a gated field, so I let the boys loose with the camera this time when we went to say hi to the alpacas and the other animals that live here. So here's a little photo tour. Anyway, I hope our summary was helpful. Hope you enjoyed following along with us. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate having you here. Do give us a thumbs up if you liked our little video. And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.